The book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 1. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, his power, out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. I'm going to start right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, coming to you with another lesson. And one of the brothers has sent this to the chat this morning, and it's highly spiritual, man. Because I've recently been talking about, crying out to the Lord in the midst of affliction, in the midst of catching hell. That's what we're supposed to do as Israelites, you understand, that believe in YAHAWASHI. Okay? You see that? And it also lets you know that hell is not a place where you burn forever under the earth. All right? That's something that was made up by the Roman Catholic Church. All right? It's a false doctrine because clearly Jonah said that he was in the belly of hell right here. He was talking about catching hell, man. Hell can be a condition. All right? It's the grave. That's one definition of hell. All right? When somebody dies and their body is buried underground, that's considered hell. Okay? And also being in a position of difficulty, man, such as Jonah right here. You see, it's not a place where you burn forever. But the point of this lesson is the fact that Jonah still called out to YAHAWASHI. And guess what? The Lord heard his cry because Jonah was sincere. You see what I'm saying? And we know the story where Jonah was saved from that condition. He didn't die in the belly of the fish. The Lord caused him to be spewed out, man. And he spared him. All right? And we know that Jonah was in that position because he did something that was displeasing to YAHAWASHI. That's why you must fear the Lord as well, man. You see, that was a judgment of sorts from the Almighty. All right? Jonah disobeyed the Lord's command, and then boom, he found himself in a scary ass position. The fear of the Lord is key, especially in these times we're in, man. Because the Lord controls everything. He caused Jonah to be swallowed up by that fish. You see, he caused the whole scenario in which Jonah was thrown off of that boat to be swallowed up by that fish. The Lord controls everything, but the thing is, he has mercy in his chastisement. Jonah was being chastised, and we, as sons of YAHAWASHI, we're chastised at times in this walk. And we can't lose the faith, man. Because chastisement doesn't always feel good. Let's get a precept on that. All right, here we have the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 5. It says, And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. All right? For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. You see that there? So the Lord's putting us through these different things as chastisement, man. Just like a father would chastise his son, all right? When he's, going in a direction that's not good, you'll correct him. And sometimes it's harsh correction, man. Why? Because the Lord loves us, man. And he's a father unto us, man. YAHAWASHI, one of his titles is the everlasting father. All right. And he does what the father commands. So it's ultimately coming from up top, man. All right. Whenever you find yourself going through something, you got to examine yourself and say, all right, what am I doing wrong? What does the Lord want me to know? All right. You're not to faint in your mind and throw your hands up and throw in the towel. Nah, man. This is all for our perfection in YAHAWASHI. All right. It tells you right here that he chasteneth every son whom he receiveth. All right. Chasteneth and scourgeth. That's what Jonah was going through in that belly of the fish. It was harsh, man. That's extremely scary. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? That's right. You're not going to come into this thing and think you're not going to be touched, man. Nah. You can get your ass whooped, you know what I'm saying, for correction. You might be, going in a direction that's not pleasing to the Lord, man. You might be over drinking. You might be not reading enough. You might not be praying enough. And the Lord will put something in your life to get you back on the right path. That's what the chastening is. You see? Okay? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons. And on the flip side, you got these people out here who are doing all manner of wickedness, all right? And nothing happens to them, seemingly, all right? Because the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. You got the 2/3 out here, they're doing all manner of wickedness each and every day. But the Lord just lets them go on and stack their sin up for the ultimate day of judgment. Us, as soon as we go off, man, the Lord, he gets at us, man, so that we don't end up in that same position of judgment that's coming for the 2/3 and the rebels of our people here in these last days, because we're in that time. You understand? So you can be getting chastised for something that's seemingly small, man, but that thing, could get you fucked up, whatever it may be. You see? And that's why self-examination is key in this thing of ours, man. But the Lord, he chastens those he loves. Those who seemingly get away with everything, well, ultimately it's because the Lord is sliding them for judgment. Right? Because nobody gets away. You understand? You got people out here robbing, stealing, killing, doing all type of different things. People afflicting the prophets and they just seemingly get away with it. Nah, there's a day of judgment coming for those people. You see? But the Lord wants us to move in a way that's pleasing to him. So we got to embrace the chastisement, man, and not faint in our minds and not, totally collapse. You see what I'm saying? Because, man, the men of the Lord went through some extreme chastisements, man. All the great men of YAHAWASHI, including YAHAWASHI. All right, let's read the next verse. Verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? So yeah, those of you that had your fathers in the home, or you had a father figure growing up, they would chastise you, they would whoop your ass, or punish you, and you still gave them respect. How much more Yahawah, bahasham YAHAWASHI, when he chastises us? You got weak ass guys that get chastised and then they turn their back on the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not what the elect are about. The elect are going to receive the chastisement, though it hurts. It's painful. But we still praise Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. We're still going to call out to Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. All right? As Jonah did. For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. That's right. The Lord is preparing us for salvation. We got to be moving in a certain way, you know what I'm saying, to be received up into that chariot, man, which is soon to come to deliver the elect from the thermonuclear destruction in the midst of World War III, which is heating up, man. Look, we got the end goal in mind, but also understand that there's a way we have to be received of Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. All right, so he's chastening us for our own profit. He's putting us through that fire of affliction to purify us, man, not to destroy us. You see? Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. And look, man, that's the truth. Sometimes you go through different things, you bump your head in this truth, and the Lord get at you. You know what I'm saying? Or you make a stupid mistake. You see? The Lord will fuck you up, man. And it's grievous. See, people don't understand Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. The Christian church, they give you this, description of the Lord as just some all-loving, he never gets mad and this and that. Nah, man, the Lord will mess you up if you're one of his sons, man, when you go off. You understand? When he sees that you're, doing something that's not pleasing unto him, whatever it may be. All right? So understand that, man, but nonetheless, we never turn our back on Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. Jonah was crying out in the midst of the hell he was catching. That's what you're supposed to do. This also reminds me of Jeremiah as well. All right, here we have the book of Lamentations, the 3rd chapter. And I'm not going to read the entire chapter, but it's a very heavy chapter. And this is from, Jeremiah. And it says, I am the man that have seen affliction by the rod of his wrath. He have led me and brought me into darkness, but not into light. Surely against me is he turned. He turneth his hand against me all the day. So this is Jeremiah talking about being afflicted by YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI. My flesh and my skin hath he made old. He hath broken my bones. He hath builded against me and compassed me with gall and travail. He hath set me in dark places as they that be dead of old. He hath hedged me about that I cannot get out. He hath made my chain heavy. And that reminds me of who? That reminds me of Jonah. All right. Also, when I cry and shout, he shutteth out my prayer. He hath enclosed my ways with hewn stone. He hath made my paths crooked. Sometimes, when you're going through the chastisement, the Lord don't just deliver you out of it immediately, man. He'll have you sitting in that thing, man. All right. To, get you to examine your ways, man. To humble us. All right. He hath enclosed my ways with hewn stone. He hath made my paths crooked. He was unto me as a bear lying in wait, and as a lion in secret places. He hath turned aside my ways and pulled me in pieces. He hath made me desolate. He hath bent his bow and set me as a mark for the arrow. Goodness. He hath caused the arrows of his quiver to enter into my reins. I was a derision to all my people in their song all the day. He hath filled me with bitterness. He hath made me drunken with wormwood. It's going through that sorrow that comes with that chastisement, man. He hath also broken my teeth with gravel stones. He hath covered me with ashes. You see that, man? And thou hast removed my soul far off from peace. I forgot prosperity. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Lord. And that's how, Jeremiah was feeling at that time. Because sometimes you'll be in a situation where it seems like the Lord ain't with you. Okay? Remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall. My soul hath him still in remembrance, and is humbled in me. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. You see that? It is of the Lord YAHAWAH bahasham YAHAWASHI's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord YAHAWAH bahasham YAHAWASHI is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. All right? The Lord YAHAWAH bahasham YAHAWASHI is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. And Jonah had to wait 3 whole days in that, fish, man. Jeremiah was thrown into a dungeon by his enemies. Okay? Verse 26. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord YAHAWAH bahasham YAHAWASHI. Now you see that? So when you're in that, affliction, when you're being tested, when you're being chastised, okay, you got to quietly wait for the Lord, man. You understand? Not turn your back. Because you do that, your ass is dead, man. YAHAWAH bahasham YAHAWASHI is the only way of salvation. So your best bet is to examine yourself, see where you went wrong, and, cry out, man. As a matter of fact, let's jump down to about verse 52. Okay? Jump down here. All right, check it out. So it says, my enemies chase me sore like a bird without cause. So Jeremiah was being afflicted by his enemies. They have cut off my life in the dungeon and cast a stone upon me. If you know the story or the account, Jeremiah was thrown into a dungeon for prophesying, man. All right? You see that? Waters flowed over my head. Then I said, I am cut off. I called upon thy name, right? O YAHAWAH bahasham YAHAWASHI, out of the low dungeon. All right? He was in fear of his life. That's how crazy it got. Thou hast heard my voice. Hide not thine ear at my breathing, at my cry. Thou drewest near in the day that I called upon thee. Thou saidst, fear not. That shows you that the Lord was there the whole time. That shows you that YAHAWASHI was there the whole time. As soon as he cried out, he said, hey, fear not. O Lord, thou hast pleaded the causes of my soul, that has redeemed my life. O Yahawah, Bashmi, thou hast seen my wrong, judge thou my cause. Thou hast seen all their vengeance and all their imaginations against me. And this goes into our enemies who afflict us. All right, because we got enemies, man, being in this truth. All right, you get the 2/3 of our people, these heathen that are around about us, especially Esau, Edom. All right, and we're in their kingdom. And so we're going to experience affliction. And a lot of times that's a test of our faith as well, man. And it could also be chastisement from the Lord, because all his ways are judgment, man. See how that all ties in together? Whatever situation we find ourselves in, whether it be our enemies rising against us, all right, you know, whatever it may be, the Lord is controlling that, man. And it's for his reasoning. Now, verse 61, it says, thou hast heard their reproach, O Yahawah, Bashmi al-Shai, and all their imaginations against me. The Lord sees these devils, man. He sees these wicked people of the earth, and they're not getting away. The lips of those that rose up against me, and their device against me all the day. Behold, they're sitting down and they're rising up. I am their music. And that's what they do, man. They make fun of us. They talk shit about the men of the Lord. You know, they brag and boast about being able to afflict us. All right. What does it say next? Render unto them a recompense, O Yahawah, Bashmi al-Shai, according to the work of their hands. Give them sorrow of heart. Thy curse unto them. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of the Lord, Yahawah, Bashmi al-Shai. So, if you know the account, Jeremiah was actually rescued from that low dungeon. All right. The Lord had somebody come and get him out of there, so he didn't die in that position he was in. But also, Jeremiah cried out for the vengeance against his enemies that put him in that position. You see, and the Lord heard his prayer. So when people afflict us in this world, in this society, all right, we have to, you know, bear with it. All right. The Lord has us going through that for a particular reason. We can still cry out to the Lord to afflict those who afflict us. You understand? So understand that part as well. So when we're persecuted for, you know, righteousness' sake, understand whatever we go through is the Lord's will that we go through it. Whether we, you know, we be put in prison, all right, lose your job for this truth, okay, whatever it may be, whoever afflicts us, whoever, you know, is, you know, partaker of that, they're going to suffer for that, man. So ultimately the Lord set them up to afflict us, to judge them. All right. So keep the integrity no matter what you're going through. We're in that time. All right, here we have the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So the Lord got these people, man. All right, who afflict us, who come against us because of this truth, man, because of the spirit that we have. The Lord got them, man. It's a righteous thing to recompense those who trouble us. So though we go through it, on the back end of it, they're going to pay for what they do unto us, man. All right. Speaking on Esau, first and foremost, because as you know, he's getting ready to come down with great wrath, man. We're in that time of him going down, and he knows he has a short time left. And what we go through is a trial of our faith. All right. The Lord is testing us. He's trying us. But don't give up. Don't get discouraged. He's going to pay our enemies back. And we're going to come out on the other end as that fine gold tried in that fire of adversity. So I'm going to end this lesson right here. I got to head out, but Lord willing, the elect were edified. I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham Rakha Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahawah, Bashmi al-Shai. Right? Kwam Yasharala and the Bible Bar Shalom to the elect.